Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. I am Bill Potter. Thank you for joining me. And in this edition of WJTS in.form, we're going to talk about getting yourself prepared for situations that you may not be thinking of. And joining me in the studio is Deputy Stuart Wilson with the Dubois County Sheriff's Department. And Deputy, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Glad to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Well, now, recently there has been a misinterpretation, thank goodness, but a bomb threat thought at one of the local schools, and the reaction of the law enforcement officers was awesome. It really worked well. Are bomb threats serious situations for companies?
Absolutely, they're serious, whether it be companies or schools or whatever type of business it is. It's a big disruption. I was involved in a bomb threat call that shut down production at a manufacturing facility for somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 hours, and that can be a big dollar loss to the company, and sometimes can be a motivator for the suspect.
Well, it's I think sometimes it's really inconvenience and just frustrating for the people who are involved, the students at the school or the workers. It's more of a frustration for them because they enjoy being where they are, and somebody else messes it up.
Right. Obviously, we'll clear the building will be cleared, and that is going to stop any and all activity in whatever type of place that it's at until the threat is cleared, whether it be through us searching the building or going through room by room or using a canine to assist us with that search, or until we realize that the threat has been a false threat, and until we're able to make that determination. But it could easily be hours and hours before we can say, yes, it's safe and you can go back in. Now,
recently, the one that happened at a local school, whilst it was a mistake, it was very important and should not be taken lightly that the parent that thought it was a bomb threat reacted correctly. That was the right thing to do. Maybe something now that is a little bit jokeful for some people and maybe making fun of that person. However, that was the right thing to do.
That was 100% the correct response. Don't ever second guess the response of don't take a chance. You are always better to err on the side of caution, particularly with a bomb threat situation. You could be talking about a huge loss of life situation, which is the last thing that we want to see, and anybody wants to see, particularly when it involves a school and our own children. Mm-hmm. That's a big concern.
Now, if there is a bomb threat, we off the air we're saying you shouldn't go to a parking lot.
Right.
Little things like that, little tips like that we need to know.
Wherever you're at, the schools have evacuation plans and emergency plans in place typically for bomb threat situations. Now, I know that some of the bigger manufacturing facilities in our area do have bomb threat, they do have plans in place. Check with your employer or wherever you're at and see if you have a plan in place, and that plan should be followed. And one of the things, biggest mistakes that people make with an evacuation plan is they will evacuate to a parking lot where there's other vehicles, where there could be a setup for a mass casualty situation, and that's what we want to avoid. So if you don't have an evacuation plan, or if that evacuation plan puts you in a parking lot, it's time to reevaluate your plan. Almost every company has a tornado plan in place or a fire evacuation plan in place, but some of them do not have a bomb threat plan in place, and they absolutely should. It only takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of prior, maybe a mock drill or something like that, just like we do with fire drills or tornado drills. It should be the same way with a bomb threat.
Are law enforcement officers trained for bomb threats?
There's a little bit of training that we do. A lot of it is going to come. There are police officers that are specialized to deal with bomb situations. Our local area has a Trooper Daniel Smith, who's a bomb technician. That's his primary responsibility. We're fortunate enough he lives in the general area, and he is extremely knowledgeable. That's his specialty, and we have him that we can lean on for advice or information, and he certainly will respond to any situation that we have here in the county.
Okay, now you brought this yellow card, and,
right.
And what is this? What does that?
This is a card that we would want any business or no matter what it is, or school, or even government buildings, to have anywhere where the phone rings, and it's simple questions that the call taker that's taking the call that the bomb threat's coming in, questions for them to ask, to try to get a little bit of information so we can maybe try to evaluate how serious the threat is and what type of response we need to make. The cards are available if you call the Sheriff's Department at 482-3522 locally, or the State Police Post at 482-1441. We can certainly meet with you, get you one of the cards, and talk to you all you'd want to talk about bomb threats and what your plan should be.
It's a shame that we live in a world where we even have to talk about something like this.
Absolutely. Fortunately, every bomb threat call that I have been on has been just that. It's been just a threat, for several different motivations. But we haven't had an actual bomb call. There are bombs and different devices that have been discovered by law enforcement. A lot of the mass casualty shooting situations, those same individuals have also been involved in bomb making, and that's extremely troubling. Just like a school shooting could happen here any day, an actual bomb could happen here any day, and it's something that everybody should be prepared for.
Now, we as citizens should take some responsibility to watch for things, or if we hear something and we suspect it, we need to call the Sheriff's Department.
Absolutely. Call if you think there's anything related to a bomb, dial 911, okay. and the 911 operator will dispatch the appropriate authorities, and whether it be no matter where your call rings to, we will handle getting the proper response, and then you should start your evacuation plan, whatever that plan be for wherever you're at.
And you also can contact the Sheriff's Department anonymously, I assume, if you think
right.
things are happening in your neighborhood that shouldn't be happening, it has to do with meth labs or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then you guys, leave it up to you to investigate.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what your tax dollars pay us to do work for you, and certainly don't hesitate to use us. You can remain anonymous calling the Sheriff's Department at the 482-3522. There is Jasper has an anonymous tip line at the Jasper Police Department, which is 481-COPS, I believe. And then, or you could call the State Police Post at 482-1441 and just say, I'd like to remain anonymous, and we will not ask who you are or want to know anything about you. We will just take your information and investigate it as best we can from there. And
if somebody would make a bomb threat, that is a serious infraction.
Absolutely.
Not even an infraction, it's a
felony crime to make a bomb threat. In Indiana, it is a very serious offense, and the persons that make that threat, we will do everything we can to get that individual charged. We will investigate it until we cannot investigate anymore, to try to get to the bottom of it.
Well, we appreciate you coming in and talking with us from the Dubois County Sheriff's Department.
Thanks for having me.
Our guest has been the deputy with Dubois County Sheriff's Department, Stuart Wilson, and a very busy man, and we appreciate him taking time to speak with us today. Remember, if you see something you think is suspicious, make sure you call your local law enforcement officers. I am Bill Potter. Thank you for watching WJTS in.form. We are local people watching local people.